Get right to it with Keith Fitz-Gerald and David Nicholas. And Keith, CPI better than the whisper numbers, but we know that's really a moot point at this point, right? The current spike in prices means that this market, the inflation goes higher. How is this informing your thinking and actions on this market?
Well, it's doing two things, Charles. Number one, I'm looking for quality names that are going to survive and grow despite inflation. But I'm also critically looking at companies that are operating in segments and businesses where they're growing at 3, 4, 5 times the rate of inflation, because that's how you're going to skin this cat. You know, when this comes down to it, the Fed lost the playbook a long time ago. They have no idea what they're going to do next. And the intelligent step for investors is to look for those great names in here, especially if you can get them at a discount.
That's interesting. You're looking for companies that will survive. I mean, that sounds kind of scary. Hey, David, now, of course, you've been bearish throughout most of the downturn, but we do see little hints here that, you know, the market could really rocket higher. I mean, yesterday was an example. If we get some sort of resolution with that invasion, also feels like we're getting more dovish signals from the Fed. Where are you with respect to when you think the turn may come?
Yeah, Charles, I hate to be your bearish guy, but you're right. I've been a little bit of a suspect to this market, but we're getting more optimistic, right? I love to see watching the S&P's been holding support in that 4,200 area, which is good. Also, days where the markets have been down, like today, a couple of days ago, the VIX has been dropping, also on low volume. So for us, we look at that as bullish signs. I mean, from a valuation story, S&P's trading at 19 times forward earnings, obviously a lot better than where we were a couple of months ago. So I think if there's any resolution when it comes to Ukraine and Russia, we think this market is going to rip higher. We're telling our clients and our investors you want to be allocated for that. But also, if you look under the surface, there are some sectors that are actually trading lower than what their 5-year forward PE earnings were. So if you look at like materials, healthcare, and industrials, we're looking at those sectors right now to put money to work because we see some really good value there. So I've been suspicious, but we're feeling a lot better given how the market's action has been over the last week or so.
Yeah, and of course, you know, that's the difference. And that's why I'm glad you said that. The audience needs to understand that what the market does and means in one day could change completely, particularly as you get these big moves up or down.